Yes, I was on MasterChef. I was like, you know what? I don't have any culinary training. Why do they pick me? I don't know the names of all the sauces and styles of cooking. I started saying my no's, but then I remembered I'm in my yes stage. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be good at it.
This episode was brought to you by the Virginia Beach SWAM Business Office. If you are a business in Virginia Beach, looking for resources, funding, whatever you need, please go to virginiabeach.gov/SWAM. It's virginiabeach.gov/SWAM. Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to season 1 of Student Entrepreneur Virginia Beach in partnership with the Virginia Beach Uplift Program. On this show, we dive into real stories of entrepreneurs, funders, and builders shaping underdog cities, uncovering what it truly takes to launch, grow, and scale a business. Whether you're an entrepreneur or just someone who wants to learn about entrepreneurship or invest, we have founders who can give you different aspects of entrepreneurship. My next guest is an entrepreneur who has turned his passion for healthy living into a thriving business. This man has been a master chef and has a huge following on social media. And man, the man got swagger and energy, and you're about to see in a minute. And when he step up in here, you'll know healthy living is working because he ain't age a minute. Help me make welcome the co-owner of Cooking with the Greens, Mr. Derak Green himself. How you doing, boss?
Zeke, great to meet you, man,
yes.
Again.
Absolutely, great to have you on the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling really great. I'm feeling blessed.
Yeah, I'm loving the glasses, man. I gotta get one of those for me.
A pair for every outfit.
Damn, you looking good. You're looking good. I must say you're looking good.
You're not looking too bad yourself.
For those who don't know who Derak is, can you give us a brief bio of how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. About 8 years ago, I started just trying to be a little healthier for myself and for my family. Started actually walking. Also started drinking water and making some changes with my diet. At the same time, Facebook started doing a feature called Live, where everyone knows now.
Yeah.
So I used to go live when I was walking, and then I went into my kitchen. Also, when we started going live, and I started changing some things and taking out more processed things and trying to think about the better way.
Not to cut you off.
Yeah.
When you said live, when was this? When was this feature added?
This was 8 years ago, so I want to say 2018, 2017, 18,
okay,
somewhere around there. And the first way I used it was, I was like, you know what? I'm going to walk 3 miles today, every day, and I want people to just keep me, I would go live and kind of hold the phone up and say, hey guys, make sure I'm out here every day, and we talk. And that kind of grew a following, and then they wanted to know how I was making changes in the kitchen and how I was eating.
So how did you get into turning that, healthy living into Cooking with Greens? How did that go from just walking 3 miles doing your life to a whole cooking show and everything you've done so far?
Look, just natural progression. It was just, first thing my mentality now is, I say yes to things that make my life better, to make the people that I love's lives better. Yes. And I was not thinking the whole time that we were creating a business. Like, I was literally financially and business illiterate. We probably were in business for at least 3 or 4 years before we had a mission statement or a bank account. So it kind of just happened. It was natural progression. 2020 happened, and then we got even more popular because people were home and we were cooking and making content that people loved.
So take me back a little bit.
Okay.
So who was Derak before Cooking with the Greens? How did you get to that point where I'm like, hey, I need to start living healthy. I need to start changing my whole outlook of things. What was that before? And then how did you get to that point of that decision?
We come from a family where family is important and family is close. We love to have family together. My wife and I were the home where, holiday dinners were, get-togethers, baby showers. Everything was there. And about 8 years ago, maybe a few months before that, my dad had passed from ALS. He was the older gentleman in the family, and he was healthy. in his 70s was still getting on roofs and building homes.
Wow.
He also was an entrepreneur. He just wasn't really a good businessman. But he got to the point where he just started having issues, and it just shut him totally down. Being the next oldest in the family, I started to say, you know what, people are looking up to me. I have grands, I have great grands, I have children. I want to be viable. I want to last longer. My grandmother, which was his mother, lived to be 106. I have an aunt on my mom's side that lived to be 103, and they were viable.
Yes,
so I
yes.
say, you know what, I have to make some conscious changes so that I can be around for the people that I love.
Yeah, and backstage you were talking about this. I watched, like, once I heard your story and what you do,
Right.
it really connected me back to a documentary I watched on Netflix.
Right.
Which I think is called is it the Blue Zone?
Right. Absolutely.
Living to 100.
Those are the people that live long.
See, there are a couple elements in there that you have been able to replicate. You know,
Right.
the way you eat, the way you walk, and you talk about family.
Right.
Those are core elements of the Blue Zone.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
How did you do your own research? Like, how did you get to that point where, like, what made you, what were your steps into, first I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that? What was that like?
Well, the major kind of focus that we had was like, you know what? We have to watch our blood pressure. First, I just started drinking water. The water was for showers and dishes. Until, you know, when I was thirsty, I had like tea or a soda, or, you know, we have to do better.
Say that to people, because say that to people in the back, including myself.
I'm not judging, but I'm judging. So that was very important. And then we went through every type of diet possible. We did the vegan diet, we did raw diet, we did the sugar-free, where everything turns to sugar you can't have. That means carbs, that means pasta, that means potatoes, that means fruit, of course. And then we realized, when I started looking at the whole picture, I was like, you know what, the way this world is built, it's built on balance. So it's more important for us to find our balance, and everyone's individual balance is different. So maybe sometimes I eat too much meat, and I listen to my body, and I decide it's time to do just some vegetables every once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'll raise you one. This year, my goal has been to at least walk 2 miles a day.
That's great.
Right? Whether it's on a treadmill or I'm walking outside.
Right.
Because after watching that documentary, it really sparked something to me. Because I think the American culture is built in such a way that you only get in your car, you get to your job, you get in your car, get to your job. There's no time for you to walk to places.
Absolutely.
And all day we're doing this.
Right.
And that's not the normal human posture.
Yeah, sedentary lifestyles cause death. They say this all the time, you have to move or you lose it.
This is true.
You have to move or you lose it. So my mom's 87. She still gets around. She bikes. Until we moved a year ago, she was going to the gym every day because the gym was closed. So I mean, those type of things actually are what we can do. And then the fact that we live in an environment, in a country where the food and drugs in this country are really not great the way they regulate it. I mean, you have to do a little more than just trust anyone.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, my grandma, she's probably close to 100 or even 100. And she still farms still today.
That is awesome.
She still farms. She
That is
still walks.
awesome.
The last time I went to Nigeria, I saw her. She prayed for me. She gave me a hug.
That
And
is
she was
awesome.
still healthy. Got her
Right.
teeth, got her hair.
That is awesome.
Right? So to see that, and she loves farming. And then she does it every single day.
Absolutely.
And there's something about that, which, you know, when I look at what you do, I'm like, we need to teach more of that, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Why Virginia Beach?
Why Virginia Beach? We ended up coming back here. I say back here because I went to junior high here. I went to high school. I was the first in my family to go to college and the first to drop out. I'm not proud of it. I was the second one. But
you were the first.
I was the first. Yeah, someone has to be the first. But I met my wife here.
Yeah.
We ended up getting married here, and we moved to New Jersey, 28 years of our marriage, and raised our family. And when we had an opportunity to come back, I thought a job was here. We came here 8 years ago, like I said, because I worked for a company, without saying any names, I worked for a company that rented for 12 years a 5.5 bedroom home. I think we were paying $650 a month for it in New Jersey.
Wow.
And then they sold it, and they were like, hey, they don't want to rent anymore. So I had a job, but I had to find a place to live like instantly, like I had weeks. So I had something lined up down here, and I was like, you know what? It might be time to come back down south.
Yeah.
And during that trip down south, it all kind of crumbled. So we came down here with no job and no place to live. We stayed in a hotel, and we just kind of built ourselves back up. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, and then you've been here ever
Long
since.
story. Yeah, long story.
So I know you were part of the Uplift program.
Yes.
Why did you apply for that, and how did you even get to here or apply to it?
You know what? Again, like I said, we come from financial illiteracy, and that's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
I mean, you just assume that everyone has the same level of understanding. Again, I came from a family where my father ran a business, but he didn't do it well, and he didn't espouse, into us like any kind of like really strong business ethic. He just did it. He wanted to make sure we had enough money to pay bills and to eat, and nothing was passed on. So when the opportunity with Uplift kind of was presented to us, it gave us a chance to learn the basics. We were already doing business, but we had to take a couple of steps backwards and kind of build from there. But what it did help us do was to create an ecosystem of like-minded entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I mean, it taught us that we are not an island. We were able to connect to people that we're still connected to. And even now we do we just started like a cash mob to help small entrepreneurs just kind of make it from month to month.
So talk to me a little bit more about the cash mob. What is that?
So a cash mob is a concept where it's group economics. It's where a group of people actually infuse cash into a small business.
Okay.
I felt like this was something that we needed to do in this area. And again, like I said, I learned this from just being around small businesses, and Uplift helped us do that also. Our struggle is everyone's struggle. So sometimes, and we've been there, sometimes 1 month feels like it's going to take you out. So this is a way for like a group of 40, 50, 100, 1,000 people to decide, hey, every month we're going to find a small business in need. We're going to spend $10, $20. We try to make it around 20. And we're going to come surprise them or not surprise them, because if you bake goods, you need to know 1,000 people are coming.
That's right.
So,
right.
we go visit your place of business. We infuse you with some cash. It kind of helps float that business for another month. Sometimes I know $600, $1,000 can put you out of business if you're in the deficit that much.
Yes.
It's just kind of a way to also connect other people to small businesses. So yeah, and it costs nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
It costs nothing in the scheme of things.
again, going back to that
Right.
community-centric mindset, right?
Absolutely.
Which I think is another thing that the Uplift program brings, right?
Absolutely.
You see other entrepreneurs or business owners who are maybe in the same stage as you or further ahead, and you can learn from them, or kind of like just share things with
Right.
them that they can be able to, I've learned stuff on this show in the past few interviews I've done.
I bet.
Just from other business owners who've been in the business for way longer than I have in the business.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing better than passing down knowledge, right?
Absolutely.
Don't hoard it, pass it down.
Yep, absolutely.
Shifting gears, I know you were a MasterChef.
Yes, I was on MasterChef.
How'd you get to that? How was that?
How did I get
Talk
to
me
that?
through it.
The casting call reached out to me, so they had a casting call, and I got a little DM message. And first, I didn't think it was real, and they were like, "Hey, we want to just give you a call. We're casting for next season of MasterChef. We think you would be perfect." Of course. Initially, humanly, I was like, you know what? I don't have any culinary training. Why do they pick me? I don't know the names of all the sauces and styles of cooking. I started saying my no's, but then I remembered I'm in my yes stage. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be good at it.
It is MasterChef.
It is. Look,
I'll learn how to cook in a minute.
Absolutely.
If you call me up.
Yeah. So it was like, hundreds of thousands of people try to get on that show every season. And I was one of the lucky 30 that made it to TV. I was judged by 5-star chefs. They said my food was cooked deliciously and it was seasoned perfectly. So I can't really ask for too much.
And these were all natural seasoning.
Yeah, we use our seasonings on those episodes. Of course, I couldn't show them or say, "Hey, these are my seasonings."
That's right.
So, but it was great to know that some really high chefs thought that my seasonings were delicious.
I mean, that's the word stage right there.
Absolutely.
MasterChef.
Absolutely.
Being judged by 5-star chefs.
Yes, sir.
I watched this show on Netflix. I watched too much Netflix.
Right.
And it's this cooking show in Asia.
Okay.
And I forget what it's called, but it's one of the most, I would say, the best cooking show ever.
Okay.
Because they bring all these like Korean chefs,
Right.
Chinese chefs,
Okay.
from all across Asia and even from America.
Okay.
And they compete on the most strenuous show you could ever see. Like they live there, they compete. And there's like 100 of them.
I think I remember I remember seeing that, but I didn't watch it. So yeah.
It is entertaining to watch. But let's shift gears. Anyways, I got lost in the show. I watched too much TV.
Right.
You are in business with your wife. You run it as a family.
Absolutely.
What is that dynamic like, having a spouse in the same business? How's that been? How does that work?
It's been great. It's just like a marriage. I feel like businesses are just like a marriage if you have a partner. So we're already married. We're been in 40 years. It'll be 41 years this year.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you so much. I didn't do it all by myself, sir.
Yeah, shoot. I would hope so.
But yeah, you have to be, and it's the same principles as marriage.
Yes.
You have to be as forgiving as you would want to be forgiven. You have to kind of meter everything so it's not all you, it's us. But when you are in a business with someone who you love and that you already live with and you already know their the way they move, we find our balance. So it's all about balance. It's fun. I mean, it's hard also because we're always around each other. Yeah. But we find some time just to be boyfriend and girlfriend, not business owners or husband and wife.
Yeah. Yep. And I bet she definitely keeps you on your feet and makes sure you are not messing up.
1,000%.
She knows you better than anyone else.
I always say she's my adult.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need an adult. Some days I need an adult.
That's fantastic. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
What are some core business principles that you think, from your experience, that most business owners either overlook or don't think about when they get into business? Or why they're in business? Okay,
I think just in general, like anything that you're doing and you're pushing, that something that you want to be great in, I would say embrace your failures. We kind of grew up learning that it's bad if you fail because what do people think? What do they say? What'll happen? Like people don't do things because they're afraid of failure. So I would say that in kind of hug your failures because your failures make you great. And then what happens is once you accomplish that thing, your failures disappear. Like some of the biggest companies, they fail. Like, I don't know if you know, like Panasonic, Mitsubishi, they failed real bad. I believe it was Panasonic that made it might have been Mitsubishi, but one of those made a rice cooker that would burn rice. And they couldn't get it right. Wow. And now they're a big company that make cars and motorcycles and television. Yes. So it kind of erases. So don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, I think the saying goes, and I'm going to butcher it, do not underrate or do not dismiss your little beginnings.
Absolutely.
Because those are when you're learning.
Must agree. Right?
You're learning to crawl, walk, and fail.
Yeah, but that keeps you from doing anything. There's some people who are so afraid of failure that they cannot be great.
That's right.
That they cannot be great.
They're waiting for it to be all perfect. It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even about you accomplishing your thing. Sometimes you need to be great, not for you, but because that next person needs to see you be great.
That's right.
And be even greater than you. So
and see that it's possible to accomplish something like that.
Absolutely.
The big question.
Okay.
What's your why in all of this?
What is my why? Why do I do this? I do this because I feel like everyone needs to have legacy. They need to have something that makes someone else's life and their journey better. We're not forever. So, I mean, we started this business in our 50s. So now you have to think, like, we're not like, hey, in another 40 years, we're gonna, we're like, we're doing this thing and we're gonna do this thing hard now because, again, that same last principle that I taught you about, maybe my mom and dad met 70, 80 plus years ago to fall in love, to lose a couple of kids, then have me, and then have more. And then we go through everything we went through and I meet her, and then we have a business and we go through uplift just to make this business, not so we can be great, but again, so someone else sees us and sees that we're the example and they say, you know what, I can do this. And then the rest of the world is better just because we did what we were supposed to do. But I mean, to add on to that, of course, I want to leave legacy. I have family. I want my own family and the people that I love and care for to see that things can be done if you just push. We've had some down days like every other business, and we have some up days, but just to be that example.
Right.
And know that your mentality will at least go on. Maybe the business won't, but that mentality will push someone else.
If you can a bit, talk to me about those down days.
Those down days.
When were those down days and how bad was it? And how did you even get it? Like, what was those? You have examples? Just talk me through
There's plenty of down days. We've had days where money wasn't in the bank account, where we worried about the next step. It's just making it, and just last year as an example, I hate to use myself as an example, but hey, you're talking to me. Last year as an example, we went month to month to month thinking we were doing awful. We were just like, when you're inside of the thing, sometimes you can't see the full picture. But at the end of the year, we realized that we were up 15% over the whole year.
Wow.
But when you're in that, you kind of only give a highlight to the negatives. So it's human nature. So you have to kind of step aside every once in a while. Wow. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's my answer.
No, I mean, it's awesome to see that when you take the picture out, when you're not too zoomed in, you can see more details that you overlook because you're not too focused on what's not working.
Absolutely. And it's just not being the center of the universe. A lot of people look at themselves like this, and then everything sprouts off. Like, how does this make me feel? How does this react? How do I feel about that? If you just pull yourself a little out of the center.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're more effective. It's like such a more effective way to live.
So I have probably 2 or 3 more questions before we end.
I'm only answering 2 more.
Okay, sweet.
Two
more. 2 more. I'm
right.
gonna make it count.
It's all right. It's all right. 3 is fine.
What would you say maybe your 3 ways that people can start either changing their diet or the way they live today to maybe add a few more years to their life or get a bit better in doing things? Or what are some things you would say?
I would say cut the amount of times you eat out and cook for yourself. I mean, even if you do not know, I mean, our website has a lot of recipes on there. So if you need those, we got you covered. But also drink water. People forget how important this world is. Mostly water. You are mostly water. And there's people that go through their life and do not drink water at all. Had my hand up for a while. So I would say those 2 things, and then pull back on, read your labels. I mean, read your labels. We already know that the food out there is not the best thing. If you're not going to do raw, if you're not going to cook from scratch, read the labels. And if you can't figure out what's in the label, the least amount of things on the label, the better.
Wow.
If you've got an ingredient list like this, probably stay away from it.
See, one of my favorite songs, and I don't know why I don't actually live by this song, but I'm gonna sing it anyway. It says, "Take a deep breath, drink water."
Okay.
I need to take that advice for myself. I need to take a deep breath and just drink water.
Yeah. I mean, I get to the point sometimes because of the way our culture eats. Sometimes I'll be out to dinner and I want to get a soda or a juice or something. Right. And then I say, do I want to drink my calories or do I want to eat them? I was like, let me go ahead and just, I can eat a couple more bites of that steak or whatever it is, you know? Just, balance.
I have a friend of mine who, if they watch this, they're gonna crack They're gonna crack up. They saw a picture of me and they said, "You look like you go to a restaurant and say, do you have a vegan option?" Even though I eat whatever I see, but
Absolutely.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Seafood.
So I want to ask you. This is probably my last question to go for someone who's watching out there today who has either you started your business in your 50s, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And what would you say to someone who says maybe it's too late for me? Maybe I don't want to try this. It's not working out.
It's never too late. If you get up in the morning and you are breathing, it's never too late for anything. It's never too late for new starts. It's never too late for new beginnings. It's never too late to learn something new. 8 years ago, none of this was. I wasn't cooking. My wife was the main cook. I wasn't on MasterChef. I wrote a cookbook. I started painting 5 years ago. We have a shop that we opened 2 years ago. And it's because we said yes. And we didn't say it was too late for us. So if I can do, and I'll be 62 this year. If I can do it and continue to do it,
and I want to say, big shout.
Yeah, what's your excuse?
What's your excuse? I mean,
Absolutely.
This is the most motivational because, most young people today might say, "I'm already 25. I don't think I could do anything. I'm at 30. I'm at 40. I don't think I got anything. I don't have anything going on."
Absolutely.
But in 8 years, you've done so much in 8 years.
Absolutely.
MasterChef is incredible. You paint. You have your own store.
Absolutely.
And I want to do this big shout out. Thank you, Derek, for the painting. For you guys that are looking at this, the painting behind, this is all Derek's work. If you want to get a piece like this, Cooking with Greens. Go to their platform.
You can go to cookingwithgreensfamily.com, which is our website. I have a little, and I have to be a better artist. I just paint for therapy. It takes me 2 to 4 hours to do each piece. But now I have maybe 60, 70 pieces on hand.
Yes.
I got to get rid of them. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of great pieces. I'm like, I just wanted to bring just a few of the ones. Because yesterday when we were going through it, I was like 20. I'm like, can I get 20 of them?
You could.
I don't have space for 20.
Yeah,
but, no, that's amazing that you're able to do this. So, man, thank you, Derek, for coming on the show.
Man.
Thank you for all you do.
Absolutely, man. It's been an honor.
This has been an incredible episode, just listening to your story. And I think this is going to be a motivation for someone out there who is questioning themselves and thinking maybe it's not going to work.
Right.
Are you sure it can work and it will work?
It will definitely work.
Thank you again.
Fail first,
and
but you'll get better.
You get right out of it.
I promise you. I promise you.
And again, for those who are watching from home, thank you for tuning in. It's been another Student Entrepreneur episode, and we are right here in Virginia Beach. This episode was sponsored by the Virginia Beach Swam Business Office. If you want resources or you need to be able to grow your business, you know where to find it. And as I always say, it's sunny in Virginia Beach, and I'm out here.
Let's go.
It's your boy Zeke Wanganga, and I'm gonna see you guys in another episode. Bye for now.
I heard this song and I turn it right down, it's muted. I had it doing myself, damn, now it's all booming. I got it booming. Stats going up, we all going dumb, not stupid. Trying to keep up with me, I told them all that it's foolish.